Peace stars, welcome to another episode of the Knicks podcast. It's your boy Evil the Any Star. We're gonna be talking about Damian Lillard, man. This is draft day number 2. We just did the second and the third round. I'm following the Giants. I'm a big Giants fan, so I was following on Twitter and stuff like that. Finally got my kids to go to sleep, man. So we're just gonna get right into it, man. Without further ado, let's just talk about it. Damian Lillard to MSG. Sheesh. Let's go. So yeah, man, Dame in the Mecca. Sheesh. That's what all the young kids are saying now, man. Showing my age here. But yeah, man, it's a topic of conversation, man. Everyone's a little upset, a little bent out of shape about it. How could it possibly happen? The Knicks are the only team that really can make it happen, truthfully. But it's happened, plenty of times in this league where other teams that shouldn't been able to trade for certain players, they were able to get them. But the Knicks have $60 million in cash space. Every Knicks fan should know that. We got 2 draft picks this year with Dallas and the Knicks. We also have Detroit's early second round draft pick, and then we still got 2 more draft picks in the up and coming draft 2 years from now when we got Dallas pick and the Knicks pick again. So I mean we got a plethora of draft picks and we have all the money in the world. Let's just get into it, man. We're gonna first talk about the article. I got to give credit to the jacket. I mean, excuse me, to the New York Post writer Mark Berman. I'm not going to get into the article, but I'm just going to cite what he said. This is the title of it. The Knicks watching the opportunity to acquire Damian Lillard from the Blazers. So anyway, there's no Knicks news going on right now. We're trying to make the playoffs and this, that, and the other. So bam, why not throw this out there just to make everybody angry, right? So let's just talk about it, man. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Let's exit this out of here. This whole conversation started earlier, man. We talked about it before, just scroll back into everybody's old podcasts and stuff. We talked about it when this article came out. There's an article by a young lady. Shout out to my ladies out there that's doing their thing with the sports world. It's a Vanity Fair article, and let me get the lady her props here. What's her name? Her name is Lisa Robinson. There you go, Lisa Robinson. It was a Black Lives Matter type of thing. It was heavy in the summertime. So this song was printed in June 11th. So it was a lot of crazy stuff going on this summertime. Everybody was out there in those streets. But let's just bring it to here to where I'm even here. Come on, computer man. All right, so here we go. This is it. This is all the hoopla right here. There's one little piece here that she didn't even elaborate on. It just says simply there, as a Knicks fan, I wish you would come here. Madison Square Garden is so great. He said, I thought I was headed there a few years ago. I was hearing trade rumors. The Garden is my favorite place to play. Okay, that's really like a cliche kind of answer, but he said the Garden specifically is his favorite place to play. A lot of players said it. Somebody named Zion Williamson said it the other day, and it caused a big uproar. But this is the article that started with. It was June 11th of this summer during the whole Black Lives Matter stuff, man. Shout out to everyone that was out there doing the footwork, doing the good stuff out there to get things hopefully get things moving, you know what I'm saying, in the right direction, planting seeds for the future. But speaking of that, man, the only thing we can really talk about is everything this in Bleach Report. Excuse me, I'm gonna use Basketball Reference actually. Shout out to all these publications. We all got the same publications, man, but we're gonna talk about it together. So this is Basketball Reference. We're just gonna scroll through with that. I'll make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it better. So this is just Damian Lillard's thing here. Number one thing that sticks out is his age, man. He's freaking 30 years old and 289 days. So he's closer to 31. He'll be 31 if my math is correct by the time the season starts, right? So his birthday is in July. So July 15th, like around when the season should be ending, whatever, he'll be entering his 31st year, man. So that's one strike against him, if you want to call it a strike. The biggest strike, outside of all of these stats that I'm gonna pass, I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, man. For those that are not familiar with this website, Basketball Reference actually gives you their actual contract. Let me see. Gotta make sure I find it. It's easier to find when you're on your phone. But let me see here. Should be here somewhere. Uh, anyway, if I can't find it quick enough, I'm going to just pop up my phone. So it's NBA contracts, player contracts, team contracts. Yeah, this is what we call live television, my people. So anyway, his contract is really big, man. You want to talk about 40 something $million, over the course of the next few seasons. So he's making like 45, I want to say, averaging for the next few seasons. So that's something that's really gonna stick out to what we're gonna do, because I mean we do have the money. We have the money to to pay for. We have $60 million, right? So the 60 million, there it goes. I'm sorry, guys. This is the website version, so I'm just making it a little bit bigger so you guys can see. So this year he makes $31 million. Then next year 43, 47, 50, and 54. So it gets even crazier. So he just signed that contract in 2019 as an extension, right? Oh no, that was, yeah, that as an extension that kicks in basically next year. So 4-year contract, that's going to take him into, like I said, he'll be 31 at the beginning of next, 31, 32, 33, 34. So he'll be 34 years old making $54 million, right? So we're talking about the Knicks current window. We have Julius Randle, 4 years. Julius Randle will be what, 31 himself. RJ, right off the bat, RJ is going to be about 24 years old. So we're going to be pushing the window there with this particular group. But when it comes down to it, how did the Knicks play? What are we actually missing from this team? When we looking forward to see how far we're going to go here. Now, in my opinion, we're not in need of a guy like Ball, that everyone keeps talking about, somebody that's known to be a distributor, passer, and that type of thing. We actually need somebody that can freaking score, because everyone keeps complaining about Elfrid Payton, the fact that he can't shoot and this, that, and the other. But when you're talking about getting a replacement, we're just talking about a guy that's a distributor. I know this guy Ball can shoot the three now, but he's not aggressive in that way. He doesn't get to the basket in an aggressive manner. You want to talk about age and stuff like that? Yes, RJ is 20, 21, whatever he is, 20 years old. He's a young guy still, man. So his window is going to be long, whatever. So I mean, by the time Damian Lillard comes off the books, we'll most likely have prime RJ. So that'll be entering the next phase in the next rebuild. So that'll be another rebuild. So we're looking down the line for things now. So anyway, building up the team to get ready for next year. Right now, we're already a playoff team, fourth seed in the NBA. If everything plays out well and we do well in the playoffs and this, that, and the other, throwing away all of our draft picks, and maybe a couple young players, right? Because the salary is definitely not going to match. We're definitely going to have to cut into a lot of our salary cap. Like I said, we have 60, so we're going to have to start with 43. The percentages and all that is going to be weird too, man. So more than likely we're going to have to absorb most of that. So let's say out of 60, we absorb let's say, maybe out of that, it's gonna have to be almost all of it, man. Say like $30 million of that is gonna have to be absorbed. Add those draft picks to there. We might have to just draft for Portland, and then have those draft picks, whatever. That way they have a salary, and then trade them to Portland. It's going to be a weird type of thing, but strange things have happened in the NBA just to get the money to work, man. So let's say we move half the salary, and we got to absorb 20 something million. Then you still got 40 to 30, depending on what's going on, to just add to the roster. Bring back certain guys, bring back Bullock, bring back a lot of these other guys that are going to be on 1 year type of contracts, just to keep some continuity with the Knicks. And then you add Damian Lillard to that mix, and then you see what you got there, man. The Knicks are right now, what everyone says, we just one player away. Damian Lillard, right now, which is deep in his, maybe he might even be past his prime right now, looking at 31 years old. But you have to think about the pros and the cons with it. Of course, you want to try to build sustain time with the Knicks. You want to have get players that's going to be with the Knicks for the long run. You're not exactly sure if you're going to get a guy that's going to be here forever. Like Kevin Knox and Frank come to mind. Frank's been in the NBA for 4 years now. Knox has been in the NBA for 3 now. And these guys haven't really made the jump to the next level. Quickly came in his first year, and quickly is already a part of the future. And then Obi, he's gonna have his evolution and whatever. But if we're talking about like winning a championship, when do we get that player? There's a lot of jokes where everybody's talking about getting Curry when his contract is up, down towards the end of his career. Maybe we could sign somebody like him. But why are we talking about something that's going to happen 3 years from now? Our time is now. We're the fourth seed in the NBA. So what are we waiting for to continue to build sustainable winning when the opportunity to possibly win a championship is right now? With Portland, right? Portland, the roster as it's continue as is put together right now is basically prime. I don't know how they're going to get better, outside of trading Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum. So I mean, if they were able to get most of that salary taken off their books and get a bunch of draft picks and stuff like that, they get to uh, do a light reset by still sticking CJ McCollum possibly at the point guard spot, and then they have the other dude, Norman Powell. He could just slide to the two guard spot. So now they still got a dope backcourt, and then they still have enough wiggle room now to make the team better. You know, here's something for Melo fans. Melo might come back over. If Dame comes over, Melo might come back over. Because the Knicks would definitely are going to need some extra veterans to fill in little holes in this and the other, because it's not going to be much more money to spend after we get a guy like Damian Lillard. So I mean, like, Damian Lillard is not gonna slow down anytime soon, man. So I mean, I was having problems before trying to find the exact spot where where those salary things were, but I know where the averages are. So you just go to the regular averages. Possessions 36. Where is it? There it goes, right at the top of the screen there. Damian Lillard right now is prime right now. 25, 26, 27, 30 last year, 28 this year. You know what I'm saying? So, we're not getting a guy that's, like winding down. We're getting a guy that seems like he's getting better and better as time goes on. He's shooting threes from half court. You know what I'm saying? He's still playing a lot of minutes or whatever. Right now he's playing less minutes than he did the year before, 35. His percentages are off the hook, man. He's still about 50% from the 2-point range, by itself, 37% from three. Free throw percentage is always great, always in the high 80s and 90s. He's still, prime. He's still a prime player. He shoots 43% from the field in total. You get that because he puts up a lot of shots. He's actually a volume kind of guy, but he's still able to give you a lot of assists. Last year he had 8. This year he has 7. He's basically like around 7, 6, 7. So if he comes in here and gives us 25, at least average 25 or maybe a little bit less, 25, 6 and 4, like he's been doing for his career, 24, 6 and 4. If he gives us career averages, for like at least the next 3 years or so, as we get ready to give RJ the keys, hopefully, and build that team in that way, then we might actually be cooking with grease when we're talking about Damian Lillard. And then it expedites the thing right now because, like I said, we're the fourth seed. So why are we going to wait another 3-4 years to build, to get more draft picks and hopefully somebody sticks and this, that, and the other? And we're going to waste maybe 2 more years, doing that when we could just do it now. You know what I'm saying? And then we're not going to waste the draft picks going forward because as Damian's here and we're on this little pocket of run right now, maybe say like the next 3 years or so. After that 3rd year, we still have draft picks accumulating, so then we could start it over. And then that money comes off through, free agency. Maybe Julius Randle comes off the books. Maybe we replace Julius Randle. It starts that revolving door of trying to get better. And then, it kind of works, man. So I know I got some people here in the comments, man. We'll get to that in a second. But I think it's something. If we're gonna do it, then we need to just go all out and do it. So I just want to cite a couple teams. Like of course, Brooklyn comes to mind. Brooklyn went and signed, Kyrie, and they went and signed Durant. They took a gamble that Durant was going to be healthy. He's also on the wrong side of 30. Kyrie's in his prime right now. He's in his bag. But he's out there. Breaking laws in New York City, smoking. Burning stage and indoors and stuff like that, and taking days off when he wants to. They went and traded the whole farm for James Harden, so they have nothing. So they're counting on this little piece of time where Durant is still Durant. Even though he's on the wrong side of 30, he's still Durant. He's going to be Durant for like probably the next 3 years, no problem. Harden, he's on the wrong side also, but he's definitely going to be, a solid player for the next, 3 years, 2, 3 years, to see what happens. And Kyrie, like I said, Kyrie's still young, man. He won't be 30 for like another couple years or so. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what they did on their end. On our end, we still keep the same team, keep all the same basic players here, and then add. We're basically just trading the farm to get Damon here. So Damian, like I said, he's on the wrong side of 30. He'll be 31 when if he plays his first game as a Knick and then all this stuff plays out. He'll be 31. So I mean, I'm asking you, adding Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson will be here still. We're gonna have Reggie Bullock still around. And then just add Damian Lillard there. Damian Lillard is the closer, that everybody wants. And it's something possible that could work. Now, of course, I'm just talking the good part, man. This is all the whole beginning of this is just the good part. The bad part, like I said, is just that money, man. The 40 something million, and it ends up with 54. Jesus Christ, man. And then now you're talking about the dude who's gonna be 30 something years old. So I can't find that freaking thing, man. It's a lot of scrolling. I think it's the next thing there. There you go. Where it starts for 31 this year. Next year will be 43, 47, 50, and 54. So I mean that's kind of crazy, man, for a guy that's gonna be like entering his 34th year. So it is kind of bugged out. There's a lot of risk there. And of course, we gotta talk, we can't talk about all those years without talking about Damian's injury history, man. He's had a lot of injuries throughout his career. In the beginning of his career, 82, 82, 82. But he had a lot of little nagging knee injuries and stuff like that. That 66 game that he played last year, he had a little bit of injuries too, man. So I mean, for the most part, even though with the injuries, it's not really that bad. 73 games, 66 that one year, which was his 29th year. Entering his 30th year, he's been pretty good actually. I was because I remember him having like a bad injury, but I guess it wasn't so bad. Did he miss a season? I'm just trying to get things together here. I don't think he missed a season or anything like that. So everything looks good, man. So he's had his little injuries here and there, but there is a risk. The older you get, you're going to be risked to get a lot of injuries and stuff. So the guys like him, of course, knee injuries, that type of thing. Weird injuries like hip injuries and stuff like that, foot injuries and all this other different things. It's weird stuff. But you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna shoot for the fences, man, let's do it. Don't go half-fast. Then like I said, there's always a way to work the cap around to get somebody else to add to that mix. Bring back all of our players that are free agents. Trade for Damon, and then maybe squeeze out somebody else some kind of way. And now you're talking about championship contender. So I'm gonna go to the comments here. There's been a lot of comments, so I'm just gonna scroll back. Whatever. We got what's this? This is White Falcon 44. What's good, man? I never seen you before. Thank you for coming in. We need a young point guard. Yeah, I get it. We need a young point guard, but this is just talking about Dame. This is all hypothetical. I'm not saying this is the guy that I want, but I'm just painting a picture that it could happen. We have $60 million in cap space. I'm not paying anyone $50 million a season. It's ridiculous, but it is a thing, man. Like, where are we saving the money for? Kawhi is coming. How much money do you think Kawhi is gonna want? Kawhi's not gonna come here for the low. He's not gonna come here for 20. He's not gonna come here for less than Randall. He's gonna come here for the bag. He's not coming here for just to do us a favor. Just a simple fact to win in New York, or just the privilege of playing for the Knicks. That's just not. It's not gonna happen. So if Kawhi is gonna end up coming here, we're gonna have to pay the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Let's say DeRozan. I kind of like this idea, bringing DeRozan and also Kyle Lowry here. Both guys are on the wrong side of 30 as well, but they're not gonna cost 50. You know what I'm saying? Both guys might cost 20 something. So 20 something between the both, that's 60 million right there. And then, hopefully we can resign our guys, and then we still have a decent team there. Adding some more vets to be facilitators, and also to bring defense, experience, and things of that nature, man. To bolster the team. Move Alfred out of there. You put Kyle Lowry maybe as a starter. Lowry, what's the name? DeRozan will start next to him. You got RJ still starting. You got Julius Randle, and then Mitch Robinson. That's a nice starting five there too. There's a lot of different things to talk about when you talk about rebuilding the roster. Like I said, I'm bringing all these hypotheticals, but at the same time, we also could just do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just draft the two guys. No, it's gonna be the three guys that we're gonna draft. We have a couple more second rounds, if I'm not mistaken. But are we gonna draft all these guys? Where they playing? You know what I'm saying? Where are they playing? And are we drafting rookies to sit with Julius Randle and RJ while RJ is approaching the end of his rookie contract, and we're gonna be in the same situation where KP was, where KP's looking like, yo, you guys are not trying to make the roster better. I'm gonna go somewhere else. And then caused a lot of trouble. We ended up trading him to Dallas, whatever. So I mean, hindsight is 2020. We won that trade. But we can end up being in a worse situation, like that, playing that Russian roulette. We need to make the team better now while RJ is before he gets to finishes off his rookie contract. Same thing with Julius Randle. He's 26. So I mean, right now he's probably like the best he's ever going to be. Maybe next year he might duplicate it, or he might get close. It doesn't matter. I don't think that the best idea is to package him to try to get more draft picks and like that, because it's like, yo, like the point I'm trying to make. When do we get better? Because like I said, RJ is on a timetable, man. He's gonna get close to his last year of his rookie contract, and then we have no team because we still the stockpile of rookies, hoping that Obi Toppin gets good, which I think he will. But hoping Obi Toppin gets good, and hoping whoever we draft in the 20s, because there's going to be 2 draft picks in the 20s and then a draft pick in the 30s. Everyone's saying that we could package these guys to move up. But who's to say if a team wants to do that? We're banking on a dream. You know what I'm saying? These draft picks, whether or not they pan out, that's a dream. Whether or not we could package any of these guys to move up, that's a dream also. I mean, this Damian Lillard idea is also a dream. But you can't say that it can't happen. It definitely could happen. I love Frank and IQ too, man. So this is Dezen. Thank you, Dezen, for hanging out with me. You've been hanging out with me for the last few podcasts. I really appreciate you, man. Give me somebody to bounce off in these comments. IQ hits from little range, but I mean, develop him and pay Randall Max. You pay Randall Max to play with who? Develop IQ. It's not like we're playing like some kind of like simulation game or something where if you put resources into them, they go cling 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 and they're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It doesn't really work like that. It's basically a dream. Develop the guys. So like if IQ doesn't get better, if he doesn't become the player that we think he could become, do you blame that on the Knicks? No, it's the individual player. You don't know what's going to happen with these guys year to year. But the thing is, you bank on that IQ himself will get better, not just that we're developing him. He's just going to get better. So anyway, he'll let him get better. If we bring Damian in here, if IQ gets better, then the team gets better. That's what should matter the most. We need to make a better team, get a team together that's going to get us into a championship. So I argue with State a lot about this, man. We're going to have a podcast tomorrow, more than likely. We're probably going to discuss the same things here, but the way that he thinks, he just wants sustainability over time, which I get it. I kind of want that as well, but at the same time, man, like we have a guy that's like top 10 MVP. You know what I'm saying? He needs help. We got RJ that's almost to the end of his rookie deal. He's already playing good, 17 points a game. He's going to get better next year, definitely. I'm thinking if RG's doing 17 now, at the type of guy that he is, and in the manner in which he's been getting better, especially in season, 40, like damn near 48% from 3 the last month, shooting like 8 to 9 threes or whatever the hell he's shooting the last month. He's getting better and better, in season. So next year, I assuming that he's going to be a 20-point a game scorer next year. So add that to Randall. That's something that we already have. Bring Damian here. Dame doesn't have to come at this point. You bring Damian here. He doesn't have to drop 30 now. You know what I'm saying? He could, but he doesn't have to. He has guys that he could bounce off of, 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? And add our shooters and stuff like that. And now you have a winner in New York. And then the stakes are higher because now you're playing in the Mecca. The media is on you. This is what you want. You know what I'm saying? He already has his own shoe. So it's not like that, but being in New York with all these talking heads yapping, that's what you want. The stage is set, so if you win, with that type of environment, that's gotta be enticing to certain players. But it's not up to him. It will be up to the Knicks to get that trade together. We got Woodshed. I love when Woodshed pops in, man. He's one of the one of the few players. I got you. You corrected yourself. Yeah, one of the few players that's worth it. There's not many people worth because there's no free agents. It's only Kawhi. So you have to pray that Kawhi doesn't come here. So now the articles are already written. That Kawhi, look, another star makes leads the Knicks with their tail between their legs, and then look, they're gonna sign like 4 more power forwards. Yeah, the article's already written already, so they're just waiting for the time to come, and they'll just post it, change whatever they need to change, and they'll throw the smut articles out there, just like this Damian Lillard article by the Post, man. Nothing but a smut article, but it's nice for us to talk about, so just add to the conversation. But there's not many players out there, Curry might have been in the mix if they weren't winning this year, but they're actually winning. They're more than likely gonna make the playoffs in the West. There's not many other players out there that's worth taking them into your salary cap like that, or trading a bunch of draft picks. Luka's not leaving no time soon. Not necessarily that I want him. He seems like kind of like a diva-ish kind of player. Damian Lillard's not a diva, man. That's one thing about Dame. Dame is you would think Dame was from Brownsville, man. The way that Dame talks, man. He's from Oakland, and they say Oakland is like the Brownsville of the West Coast. So those that are from New York that are watching the podcast, that what the reputation Brownsville has. Even though New York is changing, Brownsville is still one of the last places in New York, especially Brooklyn. That's still the same old stuff, man. So he's a tough dude. He will come here, and it's not like he's gonna be afraid of the spotlight. If anything, he probably would be even more hot. So we're just gonna go down the line here. We got White Falcon is still hanging out with me. Melo is definitely coming, man. We're gonna have a spot, because right now we have a spot for Melo, because we need a backup guy to back up, what Julius Randle's been doing. Not somebody to score a lot of minutes, but just like to come in and give him 15. Melo still got 15 in him. He can give you 15 every night with his eyes closed. We all know that already. But we got other guys like Noel and stuff like that we need to pay. That's definitely still in the mix there. Hopefully we can keep these guys. But like I said, we got $60 million. You know what I'm saying? So if we absorb, like I said, half of Dame's salary, throw some draft picks and whatever, work it out some kind of way to get the numbers to work, we'll have enough money to spend for our guys, And then at that point, you can go over the cap to keep them. So that's something to think about as well. What else we got here? Got Mr. Greenhouse. Hey, Mr. Greenhouse. I've seen you on other people's shows. Thank you for popping in, man. Where does this idea come from? This is on the New York Post. I already X'd it out. It's a snuff article. I mentioned that before. This is all the great reporting of Mark Berman that's just throwing this into the mix. But like I said earlier, it's not really his idea. It was another young lady. Did a Vanity Fair interview that talked about that, so it's just kind of like something to throw out there to talk about while there's nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking through here. The Brands are saying something. Melo at small forward. That's funny, man. Melo Melo is just not. He's not a star anymore. He's an older guy, so he's just gonna have to come in. Whether it be a power forward or small forward, would only pay max contracts to guys who are entering their prime. Yeah, but where are they? Guys entering their prime, where are they? There's nobody in the free agency market right now that's entering their prime. You want to talk about the kid that's in the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram. I'm not really impressed by him. He did score like 40 something the other night, but he kind of looks like a slacker type of dude. The same like young guys that are just weird. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know if he like really likes to play basketball. He's that type of guy. Do you give him $50 million? You know what I'm saying? Do you give him, whatever his max is, 30 something, $40 million a year? Do you give him that? I don't really trust Brandon Ingram to take $40 million and say, hey, listen, you're our leader of our team. You get what I'm saying? This, and I can't really think of anybody else that could be available that we could sign. And I'm not giving Ball the max. It's kind of like bugged out. These guys are still talking. Yeah, man. We definitely got to keep D Rose. D Rose is definitely going to be here. What else you guys are saying? And we're a destination club now. Our story's still being written, man. We have to do well in the playoffs to really set that tone, and then we can have something to talk about, man. I trust our guys. Like we got Worldwide West, Leon Rose there. I trust all of their resources and things of that nature to make something happen. So I mean, like I said, we're just talking about Damian Lillard. I don't want you guys to think that, oh man, this guy is lobbying for Damian Lillard. I'm talking about it in such a way that how he can get to the Knicks. And I already talked about it before. Right now I'm just kind of just going through comments and stuff. Adding a top 10, 15 player with the fourth seed. Yes, absolutely. Because I mean, and people are still talking about the Knicks as if we're like out the playoffs. We've been stuck in the fourth spot all year. We went down to maybe like the eighth. We was out the playoffs for a second. Then once we got into the playoffs, we was at eighth and all the way to the fourth all year. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're kind of just alone at the fourth. We're winning on our day off. I think Boston lost and Atlanta lost or whatever. So we're still in that fourth spot. It's ours right now. If we could continue to play decent basketball, it'll be ours. You know what I'm saying? So this is us right now. So we're a 4 seed team, legit. You know what I'm saying? We might make noise in the playoffs this year. Keeping our same cast of characters and trading for Damian Lillard. Why can't we go to the championship? We should be able to. Yeah, I used to want Kawhi too, man. But Kawhi, he wanted his he got his own training room. They got to wait for him on the plane for him to show up whenever he feels like it. That kills chemistry. That's a lot of stuff that won't be talked about probably more in depth as time goes on. But a lot of guys, this the same way like with Melo. Everyone says that Melo's such a great guy. Kawhi too. Everybody says that Kawhi's such a great guy. But later on when all this stuff starts coming out, there was a reason why these guys folded in the playoffs. There was a chemistry issue. You got a lot of strong-minded guys. I'm not going to sit and wait for Kawhi. And fuck that dude. I don't care if he's a star of our team. I'm a man. I can't sit here wait. With my legs getting cramped in the plane, waiting for some guy to show up when he feels like it. That's not cool, man. So that's something that was been brewing during that playoff run. So that's something to think about, man. See, when you get stars, and you pay them that money, whatever, they get like this egomania of what of course if somebody gives you 40 something million and and more and gives you the keys to the city, of course you're gonna be like, man, fuck you, I'm rich, I could do what I want to do. So that's something to think about too. When you pay these guys all this money, now you got this guy this here. Yo, just imagine Kyrie. If Kyrie was with the Knicks instead of the Nets, where we would be right now in the whole media firestorm and stuff, man. So instead of getting articles about us getting Damian Lillard and getting mad, and Zion Williamson getting mad that he's talking about the Mecca and all this other stuff, these guys will be saying a whole bunch of other stuff about us, man. So anyway. Thank you, White Falcon, for coming in here. That's a big trade, man. It's a difference-making trade. Hey, man, this is D Rose, the God, DL. I'm a Knicks fan. I don't want them to trade for Lillard. Yeah, man. If you can catch the replay, man, because I was talking about it, just breaking down numbers and stuff like that. I got a little caught on the looking for the actual contract on Basketball Reference, but otherwise we good, man. And we still got our picks and stuff like that, but of course, all this stuff is going to be thrown into the mix there. So, just want to give guys some run here. We got Greenhouse here. I appreciate the comments, man. Yeah, we have a play through anything team, quiet skill set, fit, but yeah, his personalities doesn't fit. Yeah, his game fits absolutely. That's definitely the hottest take with that. His game absolutely fits. He's gonna love Tibbs. He's gonna work hard and stuff like that, but it's just the extracurricular activity stuff, man. We got Rico Myers here. It's the first time I've ever seen him. Give me Lillard and trade Dame. God damn. That's possible too, man. If we make the right trade and get the NBA to work with us and make Leon Rose and World Wide West do their behind the scenes move. Shout out to Perrin and Scott Perry and this, that, and the other. If we can get these guys to work their magic and then get the NBA involved and stuff like that to make us a perennial superstar, get us Lillard and and Dame too, like Kawhi Leonard and Dame is like, oh my God, it's possible. Look at Brooklyn. If Brooklyn can get 3 Hall of Famers, why can't the Knicks, man? The only players untouchable with the Knicks are RJ, absolutely, man. So I mean, all these guys wouldn't be in the trade. So like people might say, like, well, if those guys are in the trade, how the fuck we getting Damian Lillard? It's possible, man. And that's the thing. If we got to trade Randall and RJ to get Damian Lillard, then we don't do the trade. It's as simple as that. My man Andy's here. Thank you very much. 25. What's good, man? Thank you for coming in. Fuck Berman, man. Yeah, man. It's with all due respect, you know what I'm saying? With all due respect, fuck Berman, man. But I still follow Berman on Twitter, so it's all good. All his constituents, I don't follow any of those guys, man. Shout out to all the guys that are actually making real good reporting. And I'm basically talking to myself. All the guys that put out content, all you guys are putting out really great content compared to some of these beat writers and stuff. Bagger Jones. Oh, man. Yeah, the Hulu. Like I said, we're not going to give, I wouldn't do the trade if we got to give up our guys, because what's the point? We're going to bring Damian Lillard here to be by himself. You don't do it for that, The Hulu ads, you know what I'm saying? If he came here, he'll be going crazy. He'll be doing freestyles with Flex. You could just see it, man. You could just see it. He'll be able to walk the streets free. Ain't nobody going to fuck with Dame, man, walking through the streets of New York. And I don't think he would be afraid either. I could see him riding the train and all that. Andy, number 25. Yeah, man. Guys entering their prime get extended early. Yeah, man. That's crazy, though, man. He got extended, he signed that shit in 2019. We're in 2021. So that's 19, 20, 21. That's damn near almost 3 years later. That's when his contract kicks in. And these NBA execs, they think that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. They get mad at us when we talk about certain things. But who does that? Who extends a guy 2 years before it has to, and then give him a 4-year extension up until he's 34 years old, and then you say, you know what, fuck it, give him 50-something million. What are you thinking, man? Damn, Boston came back and won. That kills us, man. It doesn't matter. We're still in the same spot, right? PG-13 in New York. I'm kind of reserved with that dude, man. New York is not the same. It's a different era. Back in the days, I would say that if somebody came to the Knicks during the 80s or the 90s, I would be concerned about those guys, hanging out in the wrong spots. But in 2021, really isn't really the same anymore, especially with COVID going on. There's not really the same kind of vibe. You can get yourself involved in some shit in New York, but you can get yourself involved in the same shit in any state, basically right now. New York is not the same like how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to, worry about, PG-13 ended up, in a freaking crack house, like they should say Sugar Ray Robinson used to be. That's all rumors. I don't want to talk badly about the guy because he's doing great right now. He's a Knick legend, and they really should do some more stuff with him because he is a legend, But there were rumors that he was doing that type of stuff, and then Vin Baker, when he came here, he was out in the bars and drinking in the streets, drinking and stuff. Even my man, what's the dude's name? The guy that won the dunk he didn't win the dunk contest, but he came in second to Vince Carter. He was a Knick. Anyway, in the Knuckleheads podcast with what's the name? Those guys that do the Knuckleheads podcast. I can't think right now. They were calling him City because he was out there like us, out there buying drawers at the freaking the New York concession stands or whatever, the I Love New York underwears and T-shirts, whatever, because he's out there in these streets, just like how he was back in the days, man. So it's just not the same type of stuff, man. All right, before we go, what's up, Knuckles? I loved it. Anyway, Brooklyn Belly, we're gonna leave it like this, man. We just need a sniper. If you go through every play that we have, Julius Randle, sniper. Reggie Bullock, sniper. RJ Barrett right now is a sniper, shooting 48% in April. Derrick Rose shoots threes pretty well. Alec Burks shoots threes pretty well. I know I'm missing somebody. So we got I just kind of 5 guys that can shoot threes. Frank Ntilikina can shoot threes. Kevin Knox can shoot threes. So we don't need a sniper. We already have them. You know what I'm saying? We already got snipers. What we need is a guy that can score. We need a guy that can score. We just need a guy that can score. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle is a high usage guy. He's a facilitator himself. So the times where we can't score, Damian Lillard is going to score. It doesn't matter what the hell has happened. Damian Lillard is going to score. So imagine if we had Damian Lillard in the times where we can't score. We would be the best team in the NBA. Because as it is, nobody wants to fuck with us defensively. We frustrate everybody. Look at Phoenix. Phoenix had to channel all the basketball guys before them in order to make them beat the Knicks. Because they were pissed off from the first quarter. Devin Booker was bright red. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is with those guys. But we truthfully don't need a guy that's simply a spot up shooter and a facilitator. We need a guy that could flat out score. So Damian Lillard is nice. I kind of like DeRozan also. So if we can get that guy, that can help Julius Randle and RJ, because like I said, I'm counting on RJ to take it to the next level next year. Excuse me, I'm counting on Julius Randle to basically be the same. Obi Toppin might take it to the next level next year. So we're gonna have IQ also. All these guys are gonna take it to the next level, right? Because that's just who they are. If we add like a DeRozan and what's the name, a Lowry, excuse me, or just add Dame to that, and then maybe get somebody else on the cheap, veteran minimum, that type of thing, Mellow. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a championship contending team, man. So I'm out of here, man. Yo, shout out to May the 4th. May the 4th is always hanging out, always leaving comments on my post. I really appreciate May the 4th. Yeah, he's coming, man. All our guys are coming, man. But like I said, we don't have to pause. We don't have to keep coming. We're here. You know what I'm saying? We're here. In my opinion, we need to use the assets that we have. $60 million in cap space, and all these draft picks that we can't possibly draft everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we have a short window right now. We are already a 4th seed team. We got a window. I think we should fill in the holes and go for it. Everybody else does it. It's our time. We waited 20 years to win. Let's do it now. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna destroy the future. We're giving up draft picks now, not the future. Once we set the table with Damian Lillard and these guys, whatever, and we go on our runs, championship run the first year, championship run the second year. That third year, we'll have the draft picks. That third year we'll have the draft picks coming in again, and then we can start to rebuild that. And play around with it, keep the cash space moderate, and we'll always have cash to flip guys and stuff like that. That's how you do it. That's how you build a winner. So I'm with it, man. I'm with all the freaking smoke, man. So anyway, yeah, we here. We here. I love that kid. If we're talking about the same person, man, I'm an older guy. So anyway, good old Bambi legs, Mr. Obi. All right, man. So thank you guys for tuning in to Die Knicks of the podcast. Die Knicks podcast, excuse me. It's your boy Ebru with the speech impediment. You know what I'm saying? Late night podcast, man. Enjoy the NFL draft. It should be over by now, though. But I see you guys at the next one, man. As I do, put 4 fingers to the forehead, tuck in the thumb, salute, and I see you guys in the next podcast. More than likely tomorrow with State. So keep a lookout for that, man. So Ebru out. Catch you guys in the next one.